Hey makers, are you looking for easy and scalable laser projects to boost your business? If you are, then stick around, you're gonna wanna watch this video. Today, we're gonna dive into 3 of the easiest products that you can create with your Glowforge laser. I'll guide you through the design process, break down the costs, and show you how scalable these projects can be. So let's get started. If you are new here, I am Bail with Just One More Project, and my mission is to simplify the path to creating awesome things with your laser. So today we are gonna explore 3 super simple products that are super easy to make and have a really high profit margin. So in this video, we'll go over all 3 products. I'll show you how to design them, how to price them, and how I scale them with my Glowforge. And yes, you guessed it, they are all personalized items. So let's jump right in. The first product is extremely easy to make, and it's these bubble letter backpack tags. They sell all year round, and they are incredibly easy to make. So let me walk you through how I actually make these. They are super fun to make in a cutesy font. It makes them perfect for school, and every single kid wants one of these on their backpacks. Side note, I am gonna link all the fonts below that I use so you can make these for yourself. So first thing I do is I type out the name using the type tool, and here I've got the name typed out. Then I'm just gonna convert it to a path by right-clicking and selecting Create Outlines so that now I have path lines around them. Then I'm gonna go to Pathfinder and unite them all together. And that's it, that's all I really have to do. Then all I need to do is create an offset around that, which is where I'm gonna cut. So I'm gonna go to Object, and I'm going to hit Path and Offset Path. And I like to keep my offset at about 1/4 inch. So I'm gonna keep it at that. I'm gonna make sure that my edges are round, and I'm gonna hit OK. And now you can see that I've got this offset path, but let's unite it all together because it looks a little funny there. So now I've got this offset path, and there's some holes in here. So I'm just gonna right click, release the compound path so all these holes get filled and united. And now I have the outline that I want to cut around that keychain. And that was it. And one of the things that I do that speed up my process is I already create this little keyring hole, so I can just attach it to my offset every single time. So I've got the keyring, I'm gonna stick it right there, and I'm going to select this back offset piece. Let's go ahead and ungroup it and click on this offset, click on this, and then I'm gonna unite them. And there you go. That is all I have to do to make that one tag. I was comfortably able to fit 18 on one sheet of draft wood. I'm gonna go ahead and see how long it's gonna take to print 18 on one sheet using my Glowforge Pro HD. Okay, so it's gonna take 1 hour and 29 minutes to print 18 of these keychains. So let's break down that cost. One sheet of plywood is gonna cost me about $9, and on each sheet, I can cut about 18 names, which means that each name is about 50 cents. Now, I'm also gonna be adding key rings to this project, so I'll spend about $8 for 100 key rings, which means that those will cost me about 8 cents a piece. Now, to cut and engrave 18 keychains, it's gonna take about 90 minutes on my Glowforge Pro HD. If I charge $13 for each one of those keychains, in about 4 hours, I can cut 48 keychains with my total cost being $27.84, which means that my total profit in 4 hours is just a little under $600. Product number 2, table place settings. The cool thing about these place settings is that your customers aren't just gonna buy one, they're likely to buy one for each place setting at their table. And let's be honest, we are not gonna bust out these fancy place settings on a regular Tuesday evening. We do this for a holiday, which means that we're gonna be ordering anywhere from 10 to 15 for our holiday guests. With that said, I have cut many of these place settings, and they are literally no work at all. And honestly, you don't really need much design experience at all to make these. Okay, so let me show you how I make these. Now, I have my favorite fonts that I use. You can use any fonts that you like. My only tip is to make sure that the letters are all touching, so it is one quick cut to do in your laser. So what I do is I go ahead and select the type tool, and I use the font Watershed Regular. Go ahead and make it larger. I like to keep the place settings at about 8 inches, so here I have a line segment that is 8 inches. So it just kind of gives me an idea of how big I want to make it. So we're going to type in the name. I'm going to use some glyphs and make it a little pretty. This is why I love this font. Then we are going to make it just hit that 8 inches, and that's it. So make sure that if any of your letters have dots on eyes or anything like that, make sure that you attach them back to the name or they're gonna fall off. So all you do is right click again and create outlines, and then I'm just gonna unite it. And usually because I use wood or some kind of dainty acrylic, I always wanna make sure that my letters are nice and thick so they don't break on me. So all I do is increase the stroke weight just a tad so I feel a little better about how thick they are. Let's do a little bit more. And then I'm just going to go to Object, Expand around that extra stroke that I made and unite them. And so now I know that's really, really thick. Okay, so I'm here in the Glowforge interface, and I was able to fit about 17 name place settings on one sheet. So let's go ahead and see how long this is going to take to cut on my Glowforge Pro HD. So because this is just a cut file, this is going to take 10 minutes and 27 seconds to cut 17 table place settings. So let's break down the cost of how much you can make in 4 hours with a Glowforge Pro HD.
It will cost me $9 for one sheet of plywood. On that sheet of plywood, I can cut about 17 names, which means that each name costs me 53 cents. Now, using my Glowforge Pro HD, I can cut 17 names in 10 minutes and 27 seconds. If I charged $10 for each of those names, in 4 hours, I could cut 388 names, which means that my total cost is going to be about $205, which means that my profit in 4 hours could be $3,674.36.
Our final product, the beloved Stanley Topper. I can't tell you how many of these I've made and how often I sell these. And the great thing about these products is they're like literally no nonsense. Super easy to make and everybody wants one. And honestly, I sell most of mine to moms and their teenage daughters. Okay, so here's how you make the Stanley Toppers. I am not going to show you how to make the template because you can literally buy the topper template anywhere on the internet for like $1. So what I am going to show you how to do is how to differentiate it from other Stanley Toppers. Now, one of the things I like to do is use a really thick block font, and I like to get my letters really close together so they are touching. And the way to do that is to go into your character panel and adjust the kerning of your letters. So I go ahead here, let's move this over just a bit so you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust it, and so that all the letters are a tad bit closer to each other so that they are touching, so that when you cut them out, they don't just fall apart. And that is what I want. So I think I'm going to keep it right around there. Now I can see that all of these letters are sticking pretty well. My end product is going to look something like that. So same thing, we're just going to create outlines and Pathfinder, unite them, and now that's one piece that I can cut out. Now what I do to differentiate from all the other Stanley Toppers is I like to put a little fun embellishment on mine, and I cut out this little circle to sit up right on top of there, and it doesn't use that much extra material. It's literally a tiny little circle. So the way I do that is by creating a circle using the shapes tool. I'm just gonna make a tiny one. We are going to rotate it using Object, Repeat, and Radial. And then we've got this fun flower shape over here. I'm going to put it right here on my Stanley Topper so I can get a fun flower on there. And that is it. And then I'm just going to Object, Expand, and unite that flower together. And let's get this little piece out of here. And now I want to make sure that it fits right over that straw hole. And then what I'm going to do is select that hole. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go to Edit, Paste in Place, and then I'm going to select this outside piece, and we're going to minus front. And that is how I get that fun flower. And so now I usually do this with acrylic and then this with some kind of fun specialty acrylic. Okay, here I am in the Glowforge interface with the Stanley Topper backer. I'm gonna cut this on medium white acrylic, and I can fit a whopping 38 tags on one sheet of acrylic. So let's see how long this takes to cut just the back piece of acrylic. it is going to take me 11 minutes and 29 seconds to cut the back piece of that acrylic. Let's see how long it's going to take to cut out all of the names using the same material. Okay, so I can fit 70 names on one sheet of acrylic. Now, of course, this depends on how long the names are that you are going to be cutting, but for this example, we're going to stick with 70 on one sheet of acrylic, and let's see how long that is going to take us to print. Okay, so it's going to take us 42 minutes and 47 seconds. So let's break down how many we can make in 4 hours using the Glowforge Pro HD.
It cost me $1 for that SVG template. Now, if I use specialty acrylic, it's going to cost me $22 for one sheet, and I can cut a whopping 38 tags on one sheet for about 58 cents per tag. I'm also going to use white acrylic to cut out the names with, and so one sheet is going to cost me $9, of which I can cut 70 names, which means each name is going to cost me 13 cents. Now, I can cut 38 tags in 11 minutes and 59 seconds, which means each one is going to take me about 18 seconds to cut. For 70 names, I can cut that in 42 minutes and 79 seconds, which means that each name is going to run me about 36 seconds per name. Now, if I charge $15 for each one of those toppers, in 4 hours, I can cut 260 tags and names, which means that my total cost is going to be $185 for both the toppers and the names. So in 4 hours, I can make about $3,714.40.
Okay, there you have it. 3 super simple and easy products that are not only easy, but super profitable to make using your Glowforge powered business. Now, among these products, I'd say the easiest one to make and sell are the table place settings. I have literally made thousands and thousands and thousands of these around the holidays, and they are the easiest thing ever. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more laser engraving tips and tutorials. Thank you so much for watching.